Maya is 49, standing at her kitchen island before sunrise, coffee cooling beside her laptop, when a retirement estimate changes the room. It isn't a disaster alert. It's worse for planning. A maybe. A number that looks official until you ask what Congress does next. Today, we're not asking whether Social Security disappears. We're asking how your plan behaves if promised timing and payable benefits diverge. Maya has saved steadily, maxed some workplace matches, and assumed Social Security would cover groceries, utilities, and the boring bills. Then she sees the trust fund date, not the benefit estimate, the date behind the estimate, where policy meets payroll math. Social Security is mostly pay, as you go. Today's workers fund today's beneficiaries, while trust fund reserves help cover the gap when benefits exceed taxes. The planning mistake is treating your statement like a contract from a vault, instead of a forecast tied to wage growth and law. Krebs says the Retirement Trust Fund, known as OAC, is projected to become insolvent in 2033 under the 2025 Trustees Report. If retirement and disability funds were theoretically combined, Krebs reports depletion would arrive in 2034, 1 year earlier than last year's projection. That date does not mean checks go to zero. It means dedicated revenue would cover less than scheduled benefits under current law. Maya's first instinct is emotional: claim early, save more, work forever, maybe all at once. That's not planning, that's flinching. Krebs estimates OC insolvency would trigger a 23% across-the-board cut. A combined approach would imply a 19% cut in 2034. So Maya does the adult thing. She stops asking whether Congress will fix it and asks what happens if they fix it late. She opens one page with 3 columns: full benefit, roughly 20% lower benefit, and delayed claiming. No predictions. Just pressure tests. Scenario 1 is the clean version. Congress acts, scheduled benefits arrive, and Maya's portfolio withdrawals stay close to the old retirement calculator. Scenario 2 is messier. A 20% benefit haircut means her investments must cover more monthly income, especially in the first retirement decade. The trustees urged lawmakers to address shortfalls timely, so changes can phase in gradually and give workers and beneficiaries time to adjust. Gradual reform could mean higher taxes, slower benefit growth, later eligibility, targeted protections, or combinations nobody can model perfectly today. Late reform is different. It compresses choices, and compressed choices tend to land hardest on people who assumed the headline would solve itself. Krebs estimates Social Security faces $3.6 trillion of cash deficits over the next decade, equal to 2.7% of taxable payroll. Krebs also reports the 75-year actuarial deficit rose to 3.82% of payroll, the largest shortfall in nearly 50 years. Think of it like a roof leak. Early repairs are annoying. Waiting until the ceiling stains spread usually raises the bill. Maya is 49. If she wants to retire around 67, she has about 18 years for compounding and course correction. Her first lever is savings rate, not political forecasting. A modest increase now may help reduce dependence on any single income stream. For workers more than 10 years out, consider testing whether saving 1% to 2% more closes a reduced benefit gap comfortably. Claiming age is the second lever. Delaying benefits can raise monthly payments, but health, spouse needs, taxes, and job flexibility matter. Maya sketches bridge income, cash reserves, part-time consulting, taxable account withdrawals, or lower spending before claiming. Each option has trade-offs. Claiming early only from fear may shrink lifetime income for some households. Consider modeling break, even ages before locking in a decision. If you're married, divorced, widowed, or supporting family, survivor and spousal rules can change the math. Consult a qualified professional. The third lever is portfolio withdrawal rate. A smaller Social Security check can turn a comfortable 4% withdrawal into something tighter. Research suggests flexible withdrawals have historically handled uncertainty better than rigid withdrawals. Spend less after weak markets. Restore spending after recoveries. Maya separates needs from wants. Utilities, healthcare, taxes, food, housing first. Travel, gifting, upgrades, and new cars second. That hierarchy matters because Social Security is often the floor, not the chandelier. Floors need strength before you decorate the ceiling. She stress. Test a lean year. No big vacation, slower car replacement, smaller gifts, but no skipped prescriptions or unpaid property taxes. Then she tests a good year because planning only for bad news can make you too conservative and miss life you wanted. Work flexibility becomes lever 4. 1 more year of earnings may add savings, reduce withdrawals, and delay claiming, if health allows. But work longer is not a universal fix. Layoffs, caregiving, disability, and burnout can retire people before their spreadsheet does. So Maya builds a backup, what spending drops first, what income can start, and which accounts she taps in order. Debt lever 5. Retiring with a paid, off mortgage may lower monthly pressure, but tying up liquidity can create other risks. Housing is lever 6. Downsizing, relocating, or renting a room may help, but community, healthcare access, and taxes all matter. Inflation is the quiet lever. Social Security has cost of living adjustments, while portfolios and pensions may react differently to rising prices. Taxes can change the answer. More EAR withdrawals to replace lower benefits may raise taxable income and Medicare premium exposure. Sequence risk matters most early. If markets fall while withdrawals rise, the portfolio can get stressed before long, run averages arrive. A cash buffer may help cover spending during down markets, but too much cash can drag on long-term purchasing power. Asset allocation still matters. Stocks have historically offered growth, bonds have historically buffered volatility, and both can disappoint over shorter windows. Some households consider annuities or pension, like income, to create a floor. But fees, inflation protection, and flexibility deserve scrutiny first. Maya's point is not to replace Social Security. It's to prevent one policy outcome from becoming the hinge on her dignity. She reruns her plan annually because wages, markets, health, family, and law will all move before she reaches retirement. Put a recurring review on your calendar: benefit estimate, savings rate, target retirement age, withdrawal rate, debt, and healthcare assumptions. If one assumption breaks the plan, that assumption is too powerful. Build a plan that bends before it breaks. This is not financial advice. This content is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always consult with a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. If this helps you make calmer money decisions, like and subscribe. It tells us to keep cutting through the noise. Back at the kitchen island, Maya does not panic. She raises her savings rate slightly and schedules a benefits review. Her choice is not heroic. It's boring, repeatable, and exactly the kind of move that can change retirement math over time. She also stops using one retirement age. She tests 60, 5, 67, and 70, then compares the trade-offs honestly, with care. Under the lower benefit case, she may need a bridge from portfolio assets before claiming if work ends earlier than planned. Under the full benefit case, extra savings does not vanish. It may buy flexibility, lower stress, or earlier optional retirement someday. Under reform, payroll taxes could rise, benefits could change, or both. Planning should leave room for policy moving in multiple directions. Means testing is possible in public debates, but unknowable in details. Don't redesign your life around a reform that hasn't passed. Younger workers should treat the trust fund date as a prompt, not a verdict. More years mean more levers and more compounding. Retirees should avoid abrupt claiming decisions based on headlines. Consider bridge income, spouse benefits, taxes, and healthcare timing first carefully. Employed workers need extra care. Payroll taxes, retirement contributions, and business sale assumptions can all collide in the same plan quickly. High earners should test whether maximum taxable wage changes would affect take-home pay, savings capacity, or retirement timing over time. Lower earners should test benefit cuts carefully, because Social Security may represent a larger share of retirement income for them. The planner's question is simple: what savings rate makes your plan resilient if benefits are lower than the statement shows? Then ask, what claiming age gives you room if Congress acts late, markets stumble, or your career ends early? Finally ask, what spending can flex without threatening food, housing, medicine, insurance, and basic dignity? Congress may act.
Historically, pressure builds as deadlines near, but hope is not a line item in a retirement plan.
The 2034 date is not a doomsday clock. It's a stress test date for households that still have choices to make. Tonight, download your latest estimate, save a copy, and write 3 assumptions beside it: full, reduced, and delayed claiming scenarios. This weekend, run the numbers with a calculator or advisor. Change one lever at a time so you see cause and effect. The goal is not to predict Washington. The goal is to make Washington less important to your retirement security overall. Maya closes the laptop. Same paycheck, same Congress, different posture. She cannot control the vote, but she can control the plan.